Tonight, there's a new development regarding the National Guard deployment to the Portland ICE building.
Now, we have learned that deployment will not likely happen until the weekend at the earliest.
There's also a major legal hurdle to be cleared before any boots might hit the ground. Meantime, the Guardsmen are training at Camp Rylea. That's in Warrenton. This is before their potential deployment. Fox 12's Leslie Dominique went there and has the latest.
While on a Wednesday phone call with reporters, Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley announced that Oregon National Guard troops that are deploying to Portland will first train for 3 to 5 days here at Camp Rylea in Warrenton.
Let's be clear, our fellow citizens are not our enemies. And we must not let an authoritarian president turn neighbor against neighbor.
It's now a waiting game in Portland as thousands anticipate the arrival of 200 federalized Oregon National Guardsmen.
Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone.
The White House says its top priority in sending the troops is shutting down Antifa, which they claim has been behind violence in the city since 2016. In a Truth Social post on Wednesday, the president wrote in part, quote, "We're only going in because as American patriots, we have no choice. Law and order must prevail in our cities and everywhere else."
Sending more federal agents into Portland is exactly what Trump's trying to do, is accelerate conflict.
The Oregon Department of Justice is asking a federal judge to temporarily restrict the president from federalizing and deploying the Guard, arguing the move is unlawful. That court hearing is set for Friday in Portland. Meanwhile, Senator Merkley says the Guardsmen at Camp Rylea will be trained in crowd control and rules of engagement. He says leadership from U.S. Northern Command, headquartered in Colorado Springs, will oversee the training. In a September 29th letter to troops, Oregon National Guard Adjutant General Alan R. Gronwald addressed some of their concerns about the mission, saying in part, quote, "I know some of you may have strong feelings about the mission. That's okay. You are citizens first, but you're also service members who took an oath to support and defend the Constitution and follow the orders of the president and the governor. That oath doesn't come with an asterisk that says only when I agree with the mission. We don't get to pick and choose." Deputy Director Leslie M. Reed with the Oregon Military Department says the timing of that deployment has shifted. We originally expected that troops would be deployed to Portland early as Thursday. However, the military department is reporting that it will most likely be this weekend. For now, reporting in Warrenton, Leslie Dominique, Fox 12 Oregon.
Meantime, neighbors near the ICE facility in South Portland are bracing for the arrival of National Guard troops.
Yeah, Fox 12's Michaela Armstrong joins us live from the ICE building with more on why some say they're on edge awaiting the possibility of those troops arriving. Michaela?
Yeah, things are pretty calm right now. I want to just step to the side so you can see what we're seeing. There are only about a few dozen people out here protesting. You can see a large sign behind me that says abolish ICE, but again, it has been pretty peaceful so far. But some neighbors tell me they fear things could get worse when troops arrive.
They're making people very nervous and very anxious.
Eileen Kane has lived nearby the ICE facility for more than 15 years and says it is not the protesters putting neighbors on edge. It is the news of 200 National Guard members ordered to protect Portland's ICE facility in the coming days.
Most of us are fine with seeing protesters out there every day, and they're not interfering in our life at all. The place is calm, and it's nothing like 2020.
Kane lived through Portland's worst unrest in 2020 and says what is happening now doesn't compare.
It's night and day. There have been maybe 10 to 30 people standing outside with signs, all handmade signs, protesting ICE. In 2020, there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people downtown, and with the outside elements, they were destroying property. And there was chaos then. There is no chaos now.
As President Trump continues to describe Portland as lawless, even claiming that National Guard troops are already in place in the city. Portland Police Chief Bob Day appeared on CNN Wednesday to correct the record to a national audience.
We believe they'll probably be deployed in the coming days, but they're not in place right now. We're talking about one city block in 145 square miles. Certainly been some challenges down at the facility. Portland Police has been engaged down there. there extensively over the last 9 months.
Other Portlanders we spoke to agree that the city has issues, but not enough to warrant troops.
Homelessness is a big problem. Drugs are a big problem. Fentanyl's a problem everywhere. It is a city, and cities have problems, but certainly not any worse off than anywhere else.
However, we reached out to one neighbor, Cloud Elvingrail, who took the city to court to force police to enforce noise ordinances to stop the protests near the facility. A fight she lost. She said in a statement, quote, "The president has heard our cry for help and is sending in support to protect my neighborhood. I and many of my neighbors appreciate it." While we did see at least one arrest, some neighbors like Kane still don't think troops are needed and couldn't feel more frustrated with what is to come.
They don't feel like their lives need this kind of thing at this point. There's nothing to protect here, really. There's no chaos.
Things are still pretty calm here. We haven't really seen much of anything, but we will keep you updated if anything changes. In South Portland, Michaela Armstrong, Fox 12 Oregon.
Okay, Michaela, thank you. In a press release today, Governor Kotek said that the deployment of the National Guard could cost taxpayers an estimated $10 million. She said in part that it's an insult to Americans who are struggling with the cost of living, access to affordable health care, and safety in their neighborhoods. Before any troops are expected on the ground, there is a legal battle playing out in federal court.
Fox 12 investigative reporter Ezra Kaplan is in the studio. He explains what you need to know.
We've been getting a lot of questions around the legality of troop deployments here in Portland. So let's take a moment to break down everything where it stands from a purely legal perspective. So last Friday on September 28th, Portland and the state of Oregon filed a lawsuit to stop the planned deployment of troops to the city. The lawsuit names Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, Pete Hegseth, and the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security as defendants. Now, the first big step isn't about the full case. It's actually about something called a temporary restraining order, or TRO. Think of it as a pause button. Portland and Oregon are asking the judge to hit that button, stopping deployment plans while the lawsuit plays out. Now, here's the timeline. The federal government has until Thursday afternoon to file its response to the request for a temporary restraining order. This will be in the form of a written document, not in person. Then on Friday morning, a judge will hear arguments from both sides in person in federal court right here in Portland. The judge will likely rule on the restraining order that same day, either verbally from the bench or in a written decision. Now, there are two possible outcomes. One, if Trump's side wins, the deployment plans will move forward. If the city and state win, those plans are frozen. Either way, the losing side is almost certain to appeal. And one more note. This week is only about the restraining order. The full lawsuit could take months, maybe longer, to resolve. Reporting in studio, Ezra Kaplan, Fox 12 Oregon.
Portland police need your help in fighting Fox 12's Most Wanted following an assault near the ICE building in South Portland. That attack, they say, happened last night at around 8 o'clock. An officer was flagged down by someone reporting that an assault had just happened at South Moody Avenue and Bancroft Street. We're told the officer followed the suspect while calling in additional units, but the suspect ran. Officers were able to talk to the victim and document the assault. Police described that suspect as a white female in her teens or early 20s with long blonde hair and a chrome nose ring. If you know who she is or you've seen her, you're asked to call 911, or call police, I should say. This is an ongoing investigation. Well, we are working to get you the latest on the expected National Guard deployment to the ICE facility in South Portland. You can get updates anytime on the Fox 12 app.